I want to tell you that Canada has a lot of changes in place, okay? Canada, I really don't know what is the problem, but again, IRCC seems not to be responding on time. I don't know if there are too many applications in the system. I cannot figure it out. Now, my advice is for those of you who applied for visitors visas and haven't gotten any offers yet, to those who applied to study permits and haven't gotten offers yet, these are the two categories. People for PR, you can keep waiting because of course they will definitely get back to you. Even the people for visitors visas and study permit, they might get back to you. Beautiful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining the channel today. Guys, if this is your first time here, do not forget to subscribe. Please subscribe and support the movement. Thank you so much. So guys, let's address this issue today. There is something I want to share here that I've noticed a lot of people are doing. See, no matter what you are doing, when you are trying to move abroad, please always try to enroll in a public university. Yeah, there are a lot of advantages enrolling in a public university, and I'm going to be explaining to you with a case of Switzerland. Now, moving abroad is not just about moving. Like I always say, we are moving because we want to make a better life for ourselves. We want to get better, we want to make money, right? So if you move wrongly, it is going to be a problem. Now, somebody reached out to me a few days back and asked me, Milton, I've gotten a school in Switzerland. The school is charging me too much money. And when I asked, she told me the school, and I checked, the tuition fee was around close to 15,000 euros a year. Now she is going for an extraordinary course, law. So I was like, no, this is not what it means. Now why I'm bringing this video here is because Europe, as we all know, many of us, we are scrambling to get these jobs, and Europe is almost somehow full. Not just Europe, the West also, Canada, Australia, they are also looking for workers, right? Excellent. But the course you do, you have to be thinking, okay, if I study this course in this particular country, will I be able to get a job that would be maybe reasonable, that can pay me reasonable amount of money? To me, I don't think paying such amount of money to a particular country is going to be useful, because at the end of the day, you might not make up that money. And remember, when it comes to the job industry, most of the companies would go for top students, not like top students because they scored A grades or B grades. No, because they studied in high-ranked university. And again, if you get a job, let's assume that if you go and you study a program that maybe in 2 years you are going to complete for 32,000 euros, how do you intend to, and at the end of the day you may be struggling to still get a job. Is it really worth it? It's not worth it. Okay, so most times, of course, I understand we are looking for ways to go in. No matter what, you will always get better when you change environment from where it's not comfortable to a more comfortable location. But again, look at the schools you are studying in. A private university is not really the best. That is the fact. Okay, now when I complete this, after this, I'm going to give you a list of some public schools you can apply to if you want to migrate to Switzerland. And again, remember, the way Switzerland operates is almost the way Germany operates. But again, there are more better countries that you can immigrate to. Now, somebody equally asked me about their certificate. I think my followers from India and Pakistan, you cannot enroll in bachelor's programs in Switzerland. Programs are taught in not in English, let me just put it this way. So you will need to get an English proficiency, or maybe you need to get the language proficiency, the language in which the program is taught, in order to enroll in that particular program. That is already a problem. Secondly, your certificate is not qualified to study in Switzerland. You need to get a top-up for 1 year. I am talking to Indians and Pakistanis who are watching me. So it will be good. You can go to Germany, other places like Germany. Germany is a top country as well. So in essence, I'm just trying to tell you that studying in a private university in Switzerland is not worth it. Because at the end of the day, you are going to burn a lot of money. And when you finish, coupled with the fact that they are even going to give you just 6 months to remain back and look for a job. Remember, when you go in, you have minimum 6 months before you can work, right? Now when you finish your program, you have 6 months to leave the country if you do not have a job. So you have to get 6 months to look for a job. And looking at the job industry, it's so competitive now out here, so you really need to think very well. I don't think Switzerland is the place to burn all those monies. So please look for affordable universities in Switzerland and enroll. And most of these universities I'm going to be giving you, let me take my jotter here. So guys, you can take a look at a university like the University of Applied Sciences and Arts of Western Switzerland. This particular school is not up to 600 euros. All right, when you convert to Swiss franc, it's not that too much money, so you have to take a look at it and then you consider your choice. Like, just look at the school website very well and see if you can have a program, but bear in mind that they teach in French and English. So before you go there, this is the language, so check what works best for you. Okay, and the tuition fee, like I said, is 500 Swiss franc for locals and international. So it's now left for you. The next school I want to talk about is the University of Geneva. The University of Geneva teach in like the language of instruction is French. So before you go to the University of Geneva, it's also 500 Swiss franc. Also consider the language of instruction. If you can't speak French, you have to look for English schools. And English schools here, I'm talking about University of Lausanne, Lausanne. Yes, University of Lausanne costs less than 600 Swiss franc. It's 580, and the language of instruction is English and French. English and French means that they may have programs that they teach in French, and they have programs that they teach in both French and English, and some other programs would only be in English. So you can check it out, then you apply for a program. Why not? This is the time the last admissions intake is taking place. This is March, so probably by the end of April most of the admissions will be closed. Then you can equally look at the University of Neuchâtel. Neuchâtel, there is no engineering programs in case you are going there. I think Neuchâtel is one of the highest when you are looking at these public schools in Switzerland, this should be one of the expensive because they charge 1,500 euros per year. All right, they have a lot of courses, so you have to take a look at that. And also language of instruction is English and French. Then you can take a look at ETS Zurich. This school is actually closed now. It's so competitive. ETS Zurich is very competitive, so if you intend to study at Zurich, you should look at this. Always remember it. Then the University of Basel is in German and English. That the language of instruction for most courses is German and English, and their tuition is 850 Swiss franc. You can convert all this money to your own local currencies or euros and dollars. It's left to you. Okay, then you can also look at the University of Bern. They charge 950 Swiss franc, and of course in Bern, they speak German, but most courses in the University of Bern is in German and English. Okay, some will teach you just solely in English, so you don't need to panic. Just make sure you check the language of instruction before you engage yourself into any program. And again, there are a lot of videos on this channel about Switzerland, so I was just here to explain to you that it's not worth it to study in private school. Well, you can study in a private school in another country if you think that after finishing the program you are going to get good opportunities to jobs, open job market and stuff like that. Or maybe you can even get PGWP after maybe like 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It's reasonable, but 6 months is not really. What if you find a job within that 6 months and you don't getting a job does not mean that you go and get any kuru job. No, you have to get a job that can pay you to a certain minimum wage per year. All right, that's how it is considered before you can move to the next stage of life. So please consider all of this and put things right. Okay, I am not saying that you shouldn't use your money, but again, just think about it. If you are looking at countries now, Canada is already making somehow. Well, you have to look at that as well. Germany is a good country. The UK is also making somehow, and I have a lot of friends who are not having jobs. Like I'm speaking to you now, they do not have jobs in the UK. I do not know if this is how it operates. When I mean job, I mean that they do not have a job they are doing at the moment. Yes, this is fact. You may doubt, but again, things do happen, things do change, and a lot of people may want to change jobs as well. But again, I think the job market in the UK is not that good as it stands right now. But look at other European countries. This is my advice. There are countries over there, Netherlands, Denmark, maybe Czech Republic. Though it's not a good place, but of course there are other countries there. Job market is open in so many countries. You just need to have the required qualifications, and of course you are good to go. Beautiful people, welcome back to our platform. So I received this question from somebody, and the person was like, Milton, how are you doing? Thank you so much. Can 5 million run a master program? The person even put run. However, this question is incomplete because I don't know. I cannot be replying to individuals personally. Sitting and typing is a whole lot for me. So I just prefer to make videos like this so that others can learn from me. Now, the question is incomplete in the sense that when you say 5 million, master's program to which country? These European countries, or maybe you may be referring to Canada, it cannot carry you for masters in Canada. Okay, if this is the only money you have, just know that this money, like you have to pay your tuition from here, then pay your flights from here, it cannot carry you. Now, let's take a look at some few European countries. There are some countries in Europe that their master's programs are actually cheap, like in Slovakia. If you want to move to Slovakia, they will ask you to pay tuition fee, maybe 2,000 euros, the maximum. And with this 5 million, I think you are good to go for Slovakia. Now, let's take a look at another country like Belgium. For Belgium, you may not be asked to pay tuition deposit, but you have to remember that you need a blocked account. There are 3 methods to show proof of funds to Belgium. Either you show your blocked account, you get a guarantorship, or you show your scholarship letter that you've been awarded a scholarship. The proof of funds, the blocked account for Belgium, how much it is? It is around 10,500 euros. Is 5 million equivalent to 10,000? You have to check depending on your currency. If 5 million in your currency is not equivalent to 10,500 euros, then it cannot carry you to Belgium. Remember, I said this money, if it includes your flight, then it cannot take you to any country as we speak right now. Okay, because if you are looking at European countries, you have to apply for a school. Then when you get admissions, you now pay tuition deposit. But there is another case. You can still go ahead and use this money, all right? Like if you have just this 5 million without your flight ticket inside, you can still apply to countries that do not need you to pay tuition deposit, or you apply for scholarships. I hope you understand. But if you are looking at masters abroad now like this as I'm talking, I don't know 5 million in what currency, but if you are looking at France CFA and Nigerian Naira, it's going to be very difficult to take, like move abroad with 5 million with your flight and everything inclusive. It's going to be very difficult. But if the program you are applying to, like there are some programs in the Czech Republic that may not charge you a lot of money. I think I saw some programs in some schools, 500 euros, you are good to go. 1,000 euros maximum, you are good to go. Why not? In this case, I think 5 million is enough to carry you because the tuition deposit you are paying is just small money. Or if you manage to get an admission to study a master's program at the University of Luxembourg, well, Luxembourg also needs blocked account and it's around 11,000 euros. Is 11,000 euros equivalent to 5 million in your currency? You have to verify that. So before you bring a question like this, you have to consider, mention the country. All right, if possible, say that I have seen a program that is charging like this per semester. Now, from there, I can know what to tell you, but the question is incomplete. In this case, we cannot really say. And even looking at that money, 5 million is too small. If it is inclusive, like your flight ticket is inside, it's too small. But if your flight is outside, somehow you may find a cheap school that can accommodate you.